My first passion is history, and I am a student of history, a graduate of history, and hopefully now I'll be making history.
Hi, this is Melissa Dawson, host of LPTV. Today we are interviewing Catherine Sumner, who is the Libertarian National Committee's LGBT policy advisor, here to talk to us today about gay issues and libertarian politics. So Kat, how did you become involved in politics?
Well, it's actually in my DNA. My mother and father were both heavily involved in politics in Louisiana. And as I developed into my own person with my own political ideology, it just seemed natural.
And your great-great-grandfather was William Graham Sumner,
Yes.
who wrote the book, What the Social Classes Owe to Each Other. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about that book for readers that maybe people that are watching that aren't familiar with it?
Sure. William Graham Sumner is considered to be the father of social Darwinism. And what social classes owe to each other was a really avant-garde sort of idea at the time that each class did in fact owe nothing to each other. And so with his writings and his other essays, which he has many, many essays all on political and social Darwinism and laissez-faire capitalism, he highlights that people are responsible for themselves and for their own actions.
Quite a legacy he left behind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Not only in his political beliefs, but in his religious beliefs.
On a different note, you were recently brought into the Libertarian National Committee to work under the Director of Outreach as the LGBT policy advisor. Can you tell us some of the projects that you've been working on?
Well, our main focus, obviously, being the LGBT policy advisor, are events in the gay and lesbian community. Our event coming up very soon, next weekend obviously, is Equality Forum. And this is a national event with concentration on political events that focus with the gay and lesbian community. Mayor Gavin Newsom from San Francisco will be a panelist. We're bringing in several people from the HRC, the Human Rights Campaign, to also speak on panels as to how to better the lives of the gay community.
And how effective, well, let me ask you, why in your opinion should the LGBT community pay attention to the Libertarian Party? Why do you believe that they should align themselves with the Libertarian Party?
Well, I believe in common sense politics. And since 1971, the inception of the Libertarian Party, they have been a friend to the gay and lesbian community. The political goals from both sides have always intertwined. And I think, like every political party, the LNC has its rogue sects. And I think if the gay community really sat down and read the fundamental principles of the Libertarian Party, they would certainly see a friend there.
How effective do you believe the gay caucuses in the Democrat and Republican parties have been, if at all?
About as effective as a green light to a colorblind dog. Not very effective at all. It has not done anything to further the gay movement. Log Cabin Republicans, a group that I myself was involved in, very little to do with the actual forming of policy. And I found it to be almost offensive. It was almost a way for the GOP to throw us a bone and say, here you go, we'll give you something, now go away and play nicely. And with the LNC, I have found that they have been very supportive, very enveloping of the gay and lesbian principles, specifically in gay marriage.
And talking about that, when Proposition 8 passed in California restricting gay marriage, do you think the gay community felt betrayed by the democratic process? And do you think is more democracy necessarily a good thing for when it comes to gay rights?
I think there were so many people who not only felt betrayed by that, but were just shocked and at a loss. How could they? We're Democrats. We voted you in. How could you possibly do this to us? And especially in a state like California, I think there were a couple of days where people just didn't know what to say. There was little action actually, a couple of days after, because people were still in a state of shock. What do? We've been Democrats for so long. This is who we've supported. This is who we campaign for. This is where our double income has gone to support, and yet they left us hanging out to dry.
Right.
And needless to say, the gay community in California is now looking for a better answer and a better solution. And when you get so many different people from different religions all trying to vote for a rock star and nothing more, then this is what happens. This is what comes to it. When you vote with your heart and not with your head, this is what you get.